Good morning, second graders. I am about to introduce your fourth quarter book study to you. I am at the Cultural Center, as you can see. We do not have Zooms this week, so I am up here making videos and planning for the fourth quarter of school, my last quarter with you. Okay, last quarter in second grade anyway. Okay, it's the Boxcar Children is our new book study. If you have happened to watch that movie on Netflix or something, don't even think about the movie. This book is so much better. And if you haven't, please do not even dream of watching it until we finish this. The book is fantastic. It was my favorite book when I was a child. I think I've told most of y'all that I felt like my brothers were very mean to me growing up. And so you'll understand when we start reading it about why it might seem attractive to go live in a boxcar. But anyway, it is an old book. I was born in 1960, and let me tell you when this book was written. 1942. So it was already 18 years old when I was born. So 1942 would make, let's count by tens, 52, 62, 72, 82, 1992, 2002, 2012, 2022. That's 80 years. Plus, it's 2025, so three more, 83 years old. So when you hear words that you might not be used to hearing or little things happening that you think nothing like that happens anymore, it's because it was written 83 years ago, way before your mama was born, way before I was born, way before your grandparents were born. So it's a lot of old-fashioned stuff in here too. But it is a fantastic book, and there are so many Boxcar Children books now. There were some written back then by the same author, but after she died, someone else started writing them. I think it's her child or her grandchild wrote some more mysteries. And so if you like this book, you should read the series. I mean, there's like 50 books. There's so many of them. But if you like this one in particular, there are books that were written, the first three books, right when this one was written, and those are my favorite. Okay, so it's the Boxcar Children, and I'm going to stop in here to introduce you to things in it that I think you need to know since we'll be doing the book study. First of all, there are 13 chapters in it. I will have it separated out to where we will finish it, of course, before school is out at the end of the year. You will read, it looks like 3 chapters a week, and then we will talk about it just like we did for your last book study. And so here we go. The name of it is The Boxcar Children, okay? And here you can see here there's a tall boy, a tallish girl, a little bit shorter than that girl, and then this is a boy, the very short one. And I will tell you that they are all siblings. That means they're brothers and sisters. That's what siblings mean. And so we have the biggest brother, then we have the sister that's just younger than him, and the sister that's younger than her, and then the baby of the family is the little boy. Okay, so let's listen for their names so we can remember them. The first chapter is called The Four Hungry Children. Kids always ask me, why are those pictures in black and white? Remember, this was written in 82 years ago, so there weren't many books with color. It was very expensive to print in color. So they are kind of different looking pictures, but that's something else. It's an old book. Okay, The Four Hungry Children. Think if you've ever been hungry. I mean, really hungry, like you didn't have food, you weren't going to get food. I mean, we rarely go with hunger feelings because we'll go get a snack, go eat somewhere. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to read now. The Four Hungry Children, Chapter 1. One warm night, 4 children stood in front of a bakery. No one knew them. No one knew where those 4 children had come from. The baker's wife saw them first as they stood looking in the window of her store. I would show you, but it's just words. Okay, so I'm just going to read them, and I'll have to read them, and then I'll look up. The little boy was looking at the cakes. The big boy was looking at the loaves of bread, and the 2 girls were looking at cookies. Now, the baker's wife did not like children. She did not like boys at all. So she came to the front of the bakery and listened, looking very cross. Okay, she was looking like this. So that's angry. Cross is another word for angry. "The cake is good, Jessie," the little boy said. He was about 5 years old. "Yes, Benny," said the big girl, "but bread is better for you, isn't it, Henry?" "Oh, yes," said Henry, "we must have some bread, and cake is not good for Benny and Violet." So we have heard their names, all four of them. Okay, the big brother is Henry, the tall one. The sister right under him, let's say if big brother is like 15, 14, 15, Jessie is probably 12 or 13. Then Violet's a little younger than her, maybe 10 or 9. And it tells us that Benny is about 5 years old, okay, the kindergartner. "I like bread best anyway," said Violet. She was about 10 years old, and she had pretty brown hair and brown eyes. "That is just like you, Violet," said Henry, smiling at her. "Let's go into the bakery. Maybe they'll let us stay here for the night." The baker's wife looked at them as they came in. "I want 3 loaves of bread, please," said Jessie. She smiled politely at the woman, but the woman did not smile. She looked at Henry as he put his hand in his pocket for the money. She looked cross, but she sold him the bread. Jessie was looking around too, and she saw a long red bench under each window of the bakery. The benches had flat red pillows on them. "Will you let us stay here for the night?" Jessie said. "We could sleep on those benches, and tomorrow we would help you wash the dishes and do things for you." The woman liked this. She did not like to wash dishes very well. She would like to have a big boy to help her with her work. Okay, so that's really weird in this day and time. Can you imagine these 4 young children going into a bakery and asking a stranger if they could spend the night on the benches under the windows at the bakery? I mean, that wouldn't happen. But this is old. Life was a lot different back then. And obviously the bakery lady is not real worried that these 4 kids are here without a family saying, "Can we spend the night?" Okay, she would like to have a big boy to help her with her work. "Where are your father and mother?" she asked. "They are dead," said Henry. "We have a grandfather in Greenfield, but we don't like him," said Benny. Jessie put her hand over the little boy's mouth before he could say more. "Oh, Benny, keep still," she said. "Why don't you like your grandfather?" asked the woman. "Well, he is our father's father, and he didn't like our mother," said Henry. "So we don't think he would like us. We are afraid he would be mean to us." "Did you ever see him?" asked the woman. "No," answered Henry. "Then why do you think he would be mean to you?" said the woman. "Well, he never came to see us," said Henry. "He doesn't like us at all." "Where did you live before you came here?" asked the woman. But not one of those 4 children would tell her. "Oh, we'll get along all right," said Jessie. "We want to stay here for only 1 night." "Well, you may stay here tonight," said the woman at last, "and tomorrow we'll see what we can do." Henry thanked her politely. "We are all pretty tired and hungry," he said. The children sat down on the floor. Henry cut one of the loaves of bread into 4 pieces with his knife, and the children began to eat. "Delicious," said Henry. "Oh, well, I never," said the woman. She's thinking, "What? These kids are eating this bread on my floor?" She went into the next room and shut the door. "I'm glad she's gone," remarked Benny, eating. "She doesn't like us." "Shh, Benny," said Jessie. "She is good to let us sleep here." After supper, the children lay down on their red benches, and Violet and Benny soon went to sleep. So that's what the bench looked like with cushions. And there's the little hat I guess he had on. But Jessie and Henry could hear the woman talking to the baker, okay? There's a baker man, her husband, and the lady. But she said, "I'll keep those 3 older children because they can help me. But the little boy, he must go to the children's home. He is too little. I cannot take care of him." Okay, a children's home, there used to be kind of common back then, and they're also called an orphanage, and it's when a child doesn't have parents, something has happened to the parents, and they don't have any family to help them, the kids would go to a children's home. Well, the baker answered, "Oh, very well. Tomorrow I will take the little boy to the children's home. We'll keep the others for a while, but we must make them tell us who their grandfather is." Jesse and Henry waited until the baker and his wife had gone to bed. Then they sat up in the dark. "Oh, Henry," whispered Jesse, "let's run away from here." "Oh, yes, indeed," said Henry. "We'll never let Benny go to a children's home." "Never, never! We must be far away by morning, or they will find us. But we must not leave any of our things here." Jessie sat still, thinking. "Our clothes and a cake of soap and towels are in the big laundry bag," she said, "and Violet has her little work bag, and we have 2 loaves of bread left. Have you your knife and the money?" "Yes," said Henry. "I have almost $4. Okay, keep in mind, $4 now would probably be about at least $40 back then. At least, maybe even worth more. So, "You must carry Benny," said Jessie. He will cry if we wake him up. But I'll wake up Violet." "Shh, Violet, come. We are going to run away again. If we don't run away, the baker will take Benny to a children's home in the morning." The little girl woke up at once. She sat up and rolled off the bench. She did not make any noise. "What shall I do?" she whispered softly. "Carry this," said Jessie, and she gave her the work bag. Okay, there's the big laundry bag at the bottom, and then the little work bag to carry other stuff. Jessie put the 2 loaves of bread into the laundry bag, and then she looked around the room. "All right," she said to Henry, "take Benny now." Henry took Benny in his arms and carried him to the door of the bakery. Jessie took the laundry bag and opened the door very softly. All the children went out quietly. They did not say a word. Jessie shut the door, and then they all listened. Everything was very quiet, so the 4 children went down the street. Dun, 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 dun. What's going to happen next? I'm going to tell you the name of the chapter. Chapter 2 is Night is Turned into Day. Okay, so they're walking all night. So you think, why are they walking at nighttime? I think you can figure it out. Well, probably for 2 reasons. They had to sneak away from the baker and his wife because they wanted to keep 3 and put 1 in the children's home. So they snuck away when the baker and his wife were asleep. But also, if they leave at nighttime, there's not going to be any activity going on. They can sneak down the road and hide from people. Okay? And I'll show you the first page and the title of the second chapter and a picture. There's the big harvest moon behind them. You know, when our moon looks so big and orange, it says night is turned into day. Okay, so they're going to walk all night. Oh, I just love it. I can't tell you how many times I checked this book out of my elementary school's library back when I first read it. I just had to read it and reread it and read it again. I think you'll love it. I sure hope so. Okay, see you later.